Jake, your view on this. Okay. When it comes to cheating, and I don't think cheating is good, whether it's a man or a woman doing it. If you cheat, that's wrong no matter what. I do think, though, that there is a tendency, the reasons why men and women cheat are different.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it could be said that when a woman cheats, like that's the end of the relationship. In terms of how she views her partner. But if a man cheats, now again, if that's a deal breaker for the woman, absolutely. But I think a man cheating doesn't necessarily indicate that, like, if a woman cheats on you, she's not in love with you. It's over. It's done. She doesn't like. But like, I think
she doesn't respect you anymore.
She doesn't respect you anymore. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah.
Whereas I do think, and again, I'm not saying cheating is good. I'm not in favor of cheating, but the differences are different. And I do think men will cheat purely on like a physical urge level without any emotion being involved. Whereas like if a woman cheats, I think there's like, it's like way fucking heavier.
It is.
Way heavier.
That just makes it sound like men are like terrible though. Like it makes it sound like men don't have a way to have an emotional connection with the person that they're with. That you would say that if a woman cheats, oh man, she's like, she doesn't respect me at all. But if a man cheats, I'm not going to have that same reaction. Of course
it's true though. If a woman cheats, there's no respect.
I think your reaction is totally understandable if a man cheats on you, and if that's like your value set particularly. However, the act of having sex for a man and a woman is just two different things. The act of a woman opening herself up and letting a man inside, it's like a very, very like submissive act as well. And the thought for a man of your girl being submissive in that way to another man is just, it's horrifying. Well, and I can understand it would be the same for you.
I think it comes back to how does the man value sex? Because if you're saying that a woman is like, oh, this is like the big important thing and that's why it's worse when she cheats on somebody. Why doesn't the man think of it the same way? If a man thought of sex the same way that you're claiming women do, that we see it this high value, like, you know, if she cheats on me, then like it's the end of the world. Why can't men value sex the same way? That it's giving of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, ideally we would.
Because then you would see your partner as like, you're the only person I will ever do this with. I can't even imagine doing it with somebody else.
If the world was perfect, that would be the way it is.
I know, I'm just saying that to make it like so.
Do you think
casual,
that men and women having sex is the same?
Men are like terrible people.
Do you think that women and men having sex are the same? Do you think it's biologically the same?
No, and I think that's why to the point you were making before, how you're okay with a man cheating on you. I think if anything, if we actually agree that men having sex is different than women, then it shows loyalty and commitment and dedication even more. And you can fall more in love with somebody knowing that they're not doing the thing that you claim biologically they're meant to do. You
would rather him not have sex with anyone else, yeah?
I mean, of course, that's what I would wish for, but I don't necessarily want to make that decision for him.
Because it shows willpower that a man maybe you think this isn't always true, but let's pretend this man is like sex like driven. That's all he's thinking about. If he can stop himself from doing that, for the sake of like a relationship, for the sake of your soul, for the sake of his own soul, that's so much more powerful. My soul, though. It's so much more powerful than just going and doing it, you know, and then saying that he's better, a high value man because he has experience. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up.
I think just because sex between men and women are different doesn't mean that it makes it more or less okay for one of them to cheat on the other.
That's not what we're arguing, though. We're just having a conversation of the reasons why men and women cheat can be different.
Yeah, I think for men it's validation.
I already prefaced it by saying cheating is not acceptable. It's wrong. And as a woman, if you want to break up with your guy for cheating, totally acceptable. Vice versa, totally fine. But I think we can all agree, like there are certainly differences between men and women, and the reasons why a man might cheat may very well differ for the reasons why a woman might cheat. For example, a man might be more motivated by simply satisfying certain physical or sexual urges, where a woman may be, and this could even be the reverse, but a woman may be more inclined to cheat because, bro, it's the end of the relationship, and there's some emotional connection with another person. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying the reasons why which could vary quite differently.
But
which is why, like, for example, I think it may be the case that it's more likely that a man could, and again, I think it's wrong, but a man could cheat on his girlfriend or wife and still absolutely be in love with her. Whereas I think the reverse I don't think it really plays out that way. Again, I'm not saying cheating is good. I'm just saying the motivations there are different.
But unfaithfulness is like the definition of not loving somebody, though.
Mm-hmm. It's you're treating love like some kind of like mystical feeling,
but it's emotionally faithful.
Love is a choice.
Not
love is a decision,
faithful.
and it's an action. So by literally going the exact opposite of not loving that person, you can't say that you still love your wife if you go against her like
but
that.
It's emotionless with a man. It's emotional with a woman.
That's not true.
But if
it's just scientifically not accurate to say that men don't have emotions. It makes it sound like they're just like these animals.
No, they have.
Something on this by David Buss.
Yeah, let's look at it. I mean, there's also certain biological. Men are more likely to cheat for sexual variety, while women tend to have an affair in a means to find a better suited partner or stronger connection. Thank you. Evidence suggests that women tend to cheat with one person, becoming emotionally involved in the process and often looking to fall in love. David Buss, he's like is he an evolutionary psychologist or what's his, Eva? Evolutionary psychologist, that's right. Okay, cool. Didn't he go to UCSB or was a professor at UCSB? Or am I thinking of Huberman? Anyways,
it kind of seems like we all agree on this then.
Yeah.
Like we all agree it's wrong. Yeah, they might do it for
I think
different reasons.
We do agree, but I think where we would disagree is when you say that a man can't love a woman if he cheats on her. And like this is me steel manning an argument that I don't agree with. It's a way that I wouldn't act. I've never cheated on somebody, never will. But I think that there would be occasions when a man could cheat on a woman and still love that woman. So I don't think that disqualifies it.
What is love?
What is your definition of love?
What is this like? I mean, I'm not going to give a definition of love, but I'm just going to say.
You have to give a definition of love if you say that cheating on someone can still be loving.
It's just an emotion. Love is love. It's just like, how you feel.
It's not an emotion, though.
Love is not an emotion at all. You can't feel love.
Love is an action, and then you feel it after you create that action.
So it can be, it is.
Infatuation is like an emotion, a feeling. Lust is a feeling, but love is just an action.
Love
like there's like people say like, oh, we just fell out of love, so we got divorced, and like that is a problem for many divorces because they were going to the marriage thinking love is a feeling, so if we're not in love anymore, just get divorced. And that's kind of the same thing you're saying, like, oh, I still love them, but I cheated. But that's not loving.
Yeah, but what if it's an accident? What if you deeply, deeply regret it? Like you can't live with yourself because you regret it so badly.
You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Love is willing the good
people
of the
make
other.
mistakes though. I think you're like coming from such a worldview of so like everything has to be so perfect.
A mistake,
if you make a mistake and you deeply, deeply regret it, you can still love. You can still love that person.
You can absolutely regret it,
and you can mourn for their loss.
And you can be forgiven of it. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can believe the person still loves you.
Okay, so you don't think that it's possible for a man to still love a woman if he's cheated on her? You don't think that's possible? I wouldn't
believe that they would love you anymore.
Not
Absolutely
possible.
Not. Love is willing the good of the other. Cheating on me is not willing the good of me at all.
But I mean,
certainly you can be forgiven, but that doesn't mean I believe you love me.
Okay, so listen.
For sure.
So the path back is there. If you're a man and you cheat on a woman, you can still technically love her at a later time.
No, you can't. You didn't will the good of that person at all.
At that time.
So you think that you can just erase like things that happen?
Do you think that any mistake that happens whatsoever, when you're not willing the good of that person, all of a sudden you don't love them anymore?
I like broke your favorite thing. Like what? That's different.
But so like, what's the difference between that and say you slap your partner in the face?
Chemical bonding with being with somebody else is a lot worse